Hello, welcome to Day 1 Patch, episode 178. I'm your host, Ryan Johnson. I'm also sick. I feel like I've done a lot of these episodes while sick and coughing and dying, so I'll try to keep that to a minimum.
You are one inferior human being.
I've never heard you guys sick
Jesus,
and
Murphy.
coughing on the podcast.
I have been. Definitely.
Not that I can recall.
Yeah, I
though.
remember Matt once, but no, I'm pretty good.
I've never seen you sick, really.
I very rarely get sick. But when I
That's
do
not
get
good.
sick, it gets bad.
Yeah, because you're supposed to, a healthy person actually gets sick regularly to keep their immune system.
Yeah, no.
Once it gets in, your immune system just gives up.
I'm very rarely under like.
Do you take care of your cleanliness and trying to kill germs and stuff?
Yeah.
So you're actually fighting off the diseases.
Yeah.
But then when you get one, they just kind of...
That's why I hate when I do get sick, because it always interrupts a part of my life.
Right.
I'm so used to not being sick.
That's Adriano, the infrequent ill man. Matt Lawrence, time from time you're sick, right?
Yeah. If I get a cold, I usually die.
Just a cold.
Just a cold, because I'll have like 3 stages. I get like a sore throat for like 4 days. Then I have like a runny nose for about a week, and then I'm coughing and have a runny nose for 3 days, and then I got a week of coughing.
That sounds horrible.
It's terrible. Yeah, it's awful.
I think I would just throw myself off a bridge at that point.
It's like half a month or a month of just like, oh, that's it then.
I almost
so
feel
long.
like the recovery from a cold is worse than the actual cold. Because when you're recovering, it's like trying to just shoot out all the crap it's like killed over the last like week. And then I'm just like constantly hacking on it. I'm getting post-nasal drip. It's going down the wrong way. I'm coughing on my own mucus. It's just
Humans suck.
bad.
This is what I'm saying, man. We need to go into android bodies.
But also, the rare times when I am sick, I don't go into sick mode. Like I don't ever just relax and sit down and do something. I will still go operate my life and just do whatever I normally do. So I'll still go to work.
Is that just stubbornness, or is that...
It's just stubborn, but it's also just like I don't like why am I
you don't
going
want
to
to acknowledge the fact that you're sick.
It's not. I'm more than willing to acknowledge the fact that I'm sick just for convenience of the people around me. It's just like also I still have things to do. Like
you're supposed to get rest when you're sick. Usually,
Yeah, I don't do that.
It tends to help with the recovery.
I don't do that.
No, you don't care.
No.
Okay.
I care that I'm sick, and I will purposely avoid people and like say, "Hey, I'm sick. Don't come near me." But I will also not. I will not turn my life into 180 and like stop doing things because of it.
How are you guys with the medicine? What do you take anything?
I don't even take.
You don't take anything.
I usually don't take anything.
Well, no wonder it's like nailing you. Jeez.
I also usually don't take anything.
Yeah.
Really?
I don't like the idea of becoming dependent on that.
Well, not dependendent, but it really does help a bit. It's not like the commercials
I think
where they're freaking like pure and running around. And
I take certain I'll take Reactin, like
just to help with nasal stuff.
Yeah, because that really fucking annoys me. And if I feel like I'm like, I got a little bit of cat throw on me and my nose is turning, like I will go take it preemptively because that really fucking annoys me.
Well, allergies are different than actual illness, right? I throw back the Advil cold and sinuses though immediately.
There's something about Advil cold and sinus that makes me really tired.
Really?
Yeah. Same with allergy medicine too. I think it's something to do with like nasal medication.
The antihistamines are they generally drowsy or are they?
But the thing is like usually I'll buy non-drowsy allergy medicine and it still gets me.
Advil cold and sinus PM. Now there is a product that's fantastic.
Actually, I do take NyQuil. I should say that.
Sponsored by them?
No, we're not sponsored by them. But actually, on a side note, I was doing a film interview the other day or last week sometime. Big Pepsi truck drives right behind the subject as we were filming.
That's when you cut the B-roll.
All right, some of the top stories for this week. A brand new Spotify-like video game subscription service has been announced. It's currently in beta, so you can check that out. Star Wars Battlefront 2's open beta has been detailed. What's his name? Michael Pachter predicts PS5 to launch in 2019, and that will be another half step. Microsoft's VR ambitions are more focused on the PC rather than their Xbox One or even the Xbox One X, which is apparently capable of VR, but they will not be supporting it, I guess. Super Mario Run has passed 150 million downloads. And that's all I got for you guys this week, so we'll be getting into that a little bit later. First off, what's new? Who wants to start?
No,
Matt, you got something new.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
What is it?
Your PTR.
Oh yeah, I got into the. I think it's called PTS, isn't it?
So what does the PTS
Yeah,
mean?
PTS, public test server.
PTR is Overwatch.
Server, okay.
But anyway, so yeah, I got into the PTS for the Division.
No, you said this was the first console PTS.
As far as I know, yeah, this is the very first console.
That's unusual,
one.
isn't it?
It is a little unusual, but I got my download code and everything.
I feel like these developers are trying to blur the lines between PC and console.
I mean,
I'm
they
okay
do
with that.
need a PTS for the console, to be fair, because there have been problems with DLC and stuff. So, like, I mean, they should have PTS on.
Or are they trying to get rid of their own game testers?
I don't think so, because their own game testers would find things like as an emergency, because it literally
Or
says
in development.
yeah, like it'd be like super in development. It even says like in the email that, like, I'm sure there'll be more explanation later, but it even says like you should comment on stuff. Like if I just don't like something, I should comment on that. So yeah, I'm gonna download that.
Oh, so it's even like an opinion kind of system.
Exactly. Like it's like, find problems or concerns, and
Right.
then I would bring them up to, I'll follow whatever guide they tell me.
How well does that work on Overwatch? So let's say they release an update. Let's say they nerf a character, and people give feedback on that nerfing. Do they actually make changes, or do they just release the version they have?
A lot of Blizzard's like alterations are based on community feedback
From the PTR?
not only from the PTR but also from like
When it goes
the
main.
forums. Like the Blizzard people watch the Blizzard forums closely, and they'll act on those a lot.
Funny thing is, I saw in an interview the game director talking about what people say they want changed if they don't like a character. Like they'll say Genji, they'll basically say like just destroy everything he does.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can't do that.
There's no reason or compromise with those complaints. It's just straight up.
They want him gone or just
Speaking
destroyed.
of Overwatch, oh my god, the changes they made to Reaper,
Hilarious.
I can't. You can't go up against him.
Yes, you can. You definitely can.
If
You
you're-
have to be quick.
If
and not get
if
hit.
you're close combat and it's 1-on-1, you're dead.
You're dead, yeah, you're dead.
absolutely dead. My saving grace is that if I'm Pharah, because I mainly play as Pharah, that I can keep my distance from him. But like if I'm on the ground, just no,
yeah, but it's the
just
same.
dead.
It's the same with Mei at a close distance. She's gonna freeze you slowly, and then she's gonna kill you.
The difference is though, Mei, if you get the drop on her, you can usually take her.
Same with Reaper.
No, not with Reaper. Because you still need like a second, sometimes a third shot off to kill him. And as soon as he turns around, and as soon as his fucking bullet makes contact with you, guess what? He
gets
gets back
held
up in hell. I've seen on one of the kill cams where he just like I can't remember what it was, but somebody was just shooting at him constantly. But he hopped down and he did his ultimate. He did his like die, and I literally just see his health drain and go back up. Like they're just like whipping back and forth because it was
He's
draining.
hitting so many guys.
Yeah,
No, but that makes sense though, because before he was literally just a dude that, let's be serious, that no one, like, you rarely use the teleport unless you're trying to get to a specific area. So the teleports aren't really used in combat. So really all he has is the die, and then the shadow form to quickly escape. But people will just chase you down in the shadow form.
by the way, speaking of that, you know what they changed the Shadows form to on the PTR? They're testing out
What's that?
complete disappearance. You don't even see him; he just completely disappears.
I can see that. I think that's fair.
That makes more sense than the other changes. Because Matt's right. I would chase down a Reaper,
And just kill him.
and then once he
end it.
reappears, he's dead. Yeah.
But, and actually, another thing, to be fair, is the health orbs didn't really help because they did help, but only in certain circumstances. Like you would kill a guy and then you have to run over and grab the orb. This is like he's getting he's supposed to be able to heal from doing damage. That's essentially what I think the idea originally was. So now it's literally that. Because you can still kill a Reaper. I've been killed like head to head. You just like because you're getting shots off, but you don't do
I
like a big amount of damage.
can't remember who was playing it as the other day, but
Well, there's gonna be good Reapers.
yeah, there's gonna be good Reapers. But just like I couldn't even like get him down. Like he just we meet and we go back and forth in the room a little bit, and he just gets me every time because I see his health drain, but then you see he go back up because he's taking my health away from me.
Thematically, it makes more sense for him to have to collect the soul, doesn't it? To get back out.
Technically, but his guns are like magical too.
No. Well, the whole magical argument in that game is like you have talking gorillas and
Well, the problem with magic is you can always explain things with magic.
yeah. The thing though with the picking up the souls part is you're not going to always like you're not ever going to go out of your way to pick that up. If it's in your way, sure, but if you have an objective and you need to get somewhere, like you're not going to deviate from your path to go get that. I think that's the reason why they changed Torbjorn's like scrap and armor thing is because your turret kills somebody in the distance Or even if you as Torbjorn kill somebody locally, yeah, you could probably still go get the scrap that they drop. That's fine. But if your turret, which is going to do most of the kills, goes and kills somebody down the line, that person drops the scrap. You're not going to leave your area to go get it.
Right.
So then that's why I think they started just to kind of like you're just kind of built scrap up for the hell of it now.
Right.
I think that's the same reason.
All right. Anyway, back to the PTR though, man, or the PTS on Division.
Yeah.
You don't even know how you got into this thing, right?
Sorry, I was taking a sip. Sip of coffee here. No. So basically, I was telling Adriano because you were asking earlier today. I've just been a newsletter. I've been in their newsletter since pretty much day one, and then I play the game a lot on PS4.
Right.
Like I have like quite a bit of hours or quite a bit of days actually on my one character. So I wonder if it's just that. It's just the fact that I've literally done almost everything in the game at least once. So it could be that. Well, how many days do you have in your character? Do you know, Adriano, how much time played?
I don't actually,
Because like when you log in, it'll tell you. But like I'm wondering if I'm like significantly higher. Maybe I don't know.
It could just be random give out.
yeah, it could be completely.
It could be random, but like the thing is especially with the first
Or-
PTS, they don't want to give it to like if Adriano, for example, only played for 5 hours.
Or
No, but Adriano has played a substantial amount.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But I think it's just random among the high players.
yeah, or it could also just be based on location.
Yeah,
They might be just taking an even sample across North America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're not wrong. Because they said it was only like I saw a figure of 20,000, and I didn't like super read into that, so I don't know whether that's 20,000 per region or what that is. But
Adriano, anything new with you?
Just playing Overwatch and watching Overwatch.
It's another slow summer for games right now.
Yeah, I've been trying to play Grand Theft Auto, but the other day it kept on crashing on me.
good old PC game.
But
And
25 hours in that game, I never had a problem. Then all of a sudden, it kept on crashing at the exact same mission, the exact same part. I don't know if you guys probably remember this mission, but you have to go like for one of your heist prep missions, you have to go steal a garbage truck, and like I can't remember I don't know what it's used for. But every time
It's used to smash into the place, isn't it?
I think you're actually pretty far.
I haven't gone in. I haven't gone to the heist yet. So
Okay.
I've been trying to steal the truck, but every time one time I got close to the truck, and one time I got in it. Always at the same time though, right around the same time, my game crashes.
Crashes or does it freeze?
The Windows thing says
That stopped working.
has stopped working, and then I close that, and then the social club thing comes up saying GTA has crashed. If it keeps on happening, go into safe mode, like GTA safe mode, and it'll just run it at like baseline graphics. But I don't think it's a graphics thing. So I think it might be like an online thing. So next time, if it happens again, I'm going to boot Steam into offline mode.
Yeah, you could try that.
And then
Might be Social Club even messing up, right?
yeah, or just like just turn off my Wi-Fi from my computer and then just do that and see what happens. I think that's what it is. But I want to get that game done.
Do you see how many problems though you're
Well,
having? With?
no, how many? No, this is the first.
No,
This is the
but
first problem that I've had with Grand Theft Auto.
No, with Grand Theft Auto. What I'm saying with PC gaming, you're having this problem. You've had the Heroes of the Storm problem.
Yes, but that's not my PC though. That I honestly.
No, but it's a problem with your PC. Like it's something. There's something with that game on PC. It doesn't matter. There's something wrong. This is PC gaming. This is why console gaming I think is so popular. It's a pain in the ass.
You had to have the patience to work through it all if you want to really kind of get the game.
Like for example, this week I updated my drivers because I wanted to play Titanfall 2, and it wouldn't like boot up without the new drivers.
Man,
Fair
get that
enough.
for PlayStation. I'll play with you.
Well, anyway, so I booted up on my computer. It works fine, but my second screen was actually disabled, and I like re-enabled my second screen. Second screen doesn't work now with those drivers. So now I have to buy a second screen, a new second screen.
At least that you think that it will fix it.
I think that'll fix it. I don't know.
You want to know, so you could buy.
I could buy that. I may have to wipe Windows. I've already wiped the driver and did a clean install. Still doesn't work. So I don't know.
I mean, console gaming has its issues, but I tend to see more issues on PC.
Like it's because there's so many
There's too many
layers
variables.
of stuff. Yeah,
It's a mess.
it is a mess.
Is it worth it for the better graphics and performance?
I don't think it is. Personally,
not at this point,
So far from when what I played on PC, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've enjoyed, like for me, I played Assassin's Creed Rogue on PC, and to me that was the best looking and the best operating Assassin's Creed that I've played so far out of every. And I played them on the 360s on the 360 consoles before that, and I'm about to play one on PlayStation.
Black Flag? Or did you already beat Black Flag?
Black Flag was on Xbox 360, but I'm about to play Unity on PlayStation.
Unity looks nice for all its bugs at the beginning.
Yeah.
Unity does look nice, though.
Yeah. The difference is that Rogue was designed for the 360 generation.
Right.
Unity was designed for the Xbox One generation, so there's going to be a difference in graphics.
Well, also the PC back then was significantly better than 360.
Yeah.
Now the lines being blurred.
What I find incredible is that as good as like EA games look and stuff, and Ubisoft games look, they still cannot compare to single platform made games. Like the Sony owned studios, their games look incredible, and the Microsoft owned studios, their games look incredible.
That makes sense though. It's because anything general, like you're,
But
They have to cover as much hardware as possible.
It's
and they
literally
have to-
amazing how much that helps, though.
it's a lot.
I've not seen a
lot.
game that looks better than Uncharted 4 or Horizon Zero Dawn. Do you know what I mean?
Crisis on Ultra, bud.
Well, no, PC aside.
I don't know.
But you know what I mean? It's just incredible how much more power they can get out of it.
Well,
when
like
it's just working with
something
one
as simple
system.
as like moving the camera. You can do like in one function, let's say, in programming, but yet like you might need 4 functions if you do it on a bunch of consoles because there needs to be a bunch of compensation.
Right.
Like who knows?
I wonder how the difference happened because you DVD players, you can buy any DVD player, Blu-ray player, they're all going to play the same disc. But how come like video game consoles became this competitive thing where it's not the game you're making, it's the console you're making?
I think it's because of we like
Just the natural state of it.
No, it's literally because of the first party titles. I think the first party titles are the ones that brought it up first.
Right.
Like what was that Nintendo program, Adriano, the really old one where there was like a seal of quality or something?
Nintendo seal of
They still do that.
Nintendo's seal of approval, seal of
Something like that. But like
Yeah.
it was on the cartridges, and I think that probably even like not directly, but it probably sparked it.
Yeah. Who decides, like, as an industry, we were kind of talking about this. As an industry, how come they all decide to go Blu-ray? You know? And that became the standard of everything.
I think it's corporate espionage.
No, I don't think it's corporate espionage, but it's just because it makes it easier for manufacturing around the world. So like a one company who.
So why doesn't it make it easier to manufacture the same video game disc? Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, why can't you just buy one console and it can play any game?
Like you buy a PlayStation, then it just plays like whatever.
But pop your Halo in if you wanted.
Yeah, and your Sunset Overdrive.
Because of licensing?
Yeah, what I'm saying is I can buy a Samsung Blu-ray player or I can buy a Sony Blu-ray player. They're both going to play the same Blu-ray.
Yeah, there's no like 20th Century Fox DVD player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going back to the Blu-ray HD DVDs, at one point it was like that though.
Okay, then what happened when they all decided, okay, we're going to go with Blu-ray?
The HD got disbanded, but that was literally that was like capitalistic competitiveness, like at its core. Like one was just one beat out the other one in the market. That was it, and the same thing could happen between PlayStation and Xbox. One console could become the superior console, and that's just the thing.
But they're both evenly split at this point, really.
Yeah, but it could
so
happen.
Maybe it won't happen.
But it could.
Is there not a big enough market? Like, do Blu-ray sell more than video games would? Like a movie comes out, like let's say like Guardians 2 comes out on Blu-ray. Is it going to sell 20 million copies?
You know what it even could be? It could be the fact that the consoles are also for techies.
Maybe.
For them, like, or even minutely more for techies.
Like, it's not necessarily in the average household they have a console.
That's the thing, and like your grandparents are going to understand that a Blu-ray works in a Blu-ray player, but they're not going to understand like this is a 21st Century Fox one. You have to buy a different machine.
That'd be nuts.
Yeah, it'd just be like, what the hell is going on here? Like,
I would love a studio to do that. Our brand new exclusive 20th Century Fox player only plays 20th Century Fox.
That'd be
Blu-rays.
terrible.
In 2017, when nobody even guesses anymore, so it's all digital.
Isn't 20th Century Fox supposed to switch to 21st Century Fox?
I don't know, but
I saw the logo for it and everything.
But going back to this like per company thing, we are kind of seeing that in digital. Like you have to have HBO Go to get the bad example because that's a subscription. But like my Batman v Superman purchase out of Ultraviolet only works in specific apps.
Yes. Right.
What? What do you mean? So, in certain apps, like just Ultraviolet app?
So Ultraviolet, it doesn't actually play the thing. Ultraviolet is just the one that hands it out to all the other apps. So for instance, I have in my digital library of my Ultraviolet account, I have Batman v Superman, both versions, Ultimate and theatrical, and I have Suicide Squad theatrical and or the extended.
But you're proud of those two. Anyway.
They're both terrible movies.
Jesus, Murphy.
But so Ultraviolet hands out that account information to Flixster Video, and all 4 of those can be played in Flixster Video. But Ultraviolet also hands out that account information to WB Movie All Access, WB Movie Access, or WB some movies or something like that,
Yeah.
which is a separate app, and they only hand out half of those. So even though Ultraviolet's handing out the entire account information to WB, since the WB app only has licenses for certain versions of the movie, I can only play certain versions of my purchases in that app.
This is insane.
Yes, but this goes back to the specific quote-unquote manufacturer division of your purchases.
Like the movies, for some reason, digital music lost its DRM.
Yeah, because
But
it was
movies
too much of a pain in
didn't.
the ass. Yeah.
Movies kept them.
Yeah. Because you want to know why? Because it was still... Because it was just as easy to pirate. Like, if... All you had to do, if because, like, to bypass that DRM issue with music, it's still not stopping anyone from just borrowing a CD off somebody and just copying it into your own computer. Like, there's no checks and balances.
CDs were DRM free.
Yeah, like, there's no checks and balances there.
Yeah.
So, because I'm kind of like, I kind of wish I could take my DVD collection and pop the DVD into iTunes and import the DVD into my iTunes collection and have a local copy of it, just like I do music
Without third-party software.
Without third-party software, but they don't let me do that. I have to, like, go find a separate. So, like, the day that happens, I think is the day that you could probably just get away with.
I don't feel like that will happen though.
And it'll never happen.
I
I'm saying the day it would happen.
I actually have a question sparring from that. Or sparring from that? Anyway.
Go for it.
Sprouting from that. As like a movie company, like the one who owns the raw file, it's all assembled and everything's like put together. So like, I don't know, 20th Century Fox or whatever it is.
Okay.
Do they sit in their boardroom and go, okay, let's make this really convoluted. I want Flixster to have this version. I want iTunes to have this version.
Well,
I want to make sure that these motherfuckers don't get this one. Like, what's going on?
It's not the board that does that. But
like, do they go in there and are they introducing convolution?
No.
Do they want that? Like, do they not want people
What happens is
to buy it everywhere?
something like Flixster probably pays for exclusive rights digitally. Probably pays 20th Century Fox for that.
Okay.
I don't think they go looking and saying, "Oh, we only want to give this to iTunes," or "We only want to give this to blah blah blah." iTunes would reach out saying, "Hey, give us your movie exclusively for like 2 weeks."
Would they not make more money?
We'll pay you this money for that.
Would they not make more money if they didn't do that though? If they just said, "No, we're just going to sell it on all the platforms."
No,
that
because
want it."
iTunes probably pays them like $1 million, if not more. You know what I mean?
But like, when they not make $1 million from having it in more places all over the freaking place, or everybody
This
buys
is
it?
secure though. They don't have to bet on this.
They're not trying to make it convoluted for the people, but they're trying to reach a marketing pipeline, trying to get it out to as many people the fastest way possible through certain means. And unfortunately, as a byproduct, certain things like Flixster and WB Movie Access happen. It's just a consequence.
I will say though, I tend not to buy the Blu-ray if it will only go to Ultraviolet, because I use my iTunes for my movie libraries, so I want it to be an iTunes compatible digital download.
Yeah.
Yeah, this digital age is filled with too many accounts.
Or if iTunes lets you associate your Ultraviolet account with that, because they do, which is really weird. They let you do that with Audible. You can attach your Audible account to iTunes, and your digital audiobooks, Audible will show up in your iTunes. Which is really, really.
But again, that's audio is different.
Yeah, audio is, but that's DRM audio.
Right.
That's still tied to an account, which is I find that really weird that they do that.
Hey, well, there's your philosophical corner, Matt.
Like,
we kind of just had it, but let's get to our stories. Speaking of digital content, Spotify, or a Spotify-like video game subscription service, has been announced. It's called Jump. And I don't know why they compared it to Spotify and not Netflix, but I guess they chose Spotify to compare it to. It's going into closed beta soon. It will be on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and start out with a library of 60 games. And more will be added periodically, and developers can submit games for consideration. They're going to be starting with a bunch of... they're going to be focusing on highly rated and award-winning indie games at launch.
That makes sense.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you're interested in the closed beta, it runs from July 10th, so a couple days ago, through July 24th. You can subscribe on their website for $10 per month.
How do you, is this on PC?
PC, Mac, and Linux.
Okay.
Now, do you download the games or do they stream? I think they stream.
Is there no free tier? I was just wondering if that's why they did Spotify.
Oh, can you imagine a free tier gaming subscription service?
I think my parents have one for casual games where ads are all over the sides of their like I Spy games on computer, and there's ads constantly all over it. And they get like a bunch of like free ones a month or something.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That sounds fucking horrible.
it constantly gets flagged as a virus.
Oh, that sounds fucking horrible.
So according to this, games load in minutes, depending on the size of the game and your internet connection. And they said that they're using a technology that avoids latency and quality issues of typical game streaming. So I guess it does stream. Now, how they have some new technology that avoids latency?
They probably don't. They're new.
Or they're using like
new.
a huge buffer, like
Yeah.
it waits for like 10 minutes and then goes.
Actually downloads a hefty chunk on your computer first
Yeah.
or something. What's fascinating about this is I saw I don't know what service they were using, but someone running on a 12-inch MacBook, which is basically an iPhone with a lid. They were running Overwatch 1080p 60 frames per second on basically an iPhone because it was just streaming the information to the screen. So I find that pretty fascinating. But again, we have to see what the latency issues are. Do you guys ever see yourself moving to a streaming platform like this?
It has to be fucking perfect. It has to be the point where I can't tell that I'm streaming
Right.
something.
And internet has to be better.
Yeah,
like the
and
actual
More stable,
can't be
right?
limited internet. I have to have unlimited.
But like, how often are you guys watching Netflix and it just conks out?
Never.
Yeah, so
Only if my internet dies.
if
or
they can
whatever.
if they can get it to like Netflix quality of streaming, do you know what I mean? Who knows what godlike powers Netflix has because it's incredible actually.
Well, the thing is though is I mean they have a compression fine, but like Netflix can skip a beat. It's not that serious.
Video's
Where
easier than
video
an
games, it's
input
like,
coming
oh,
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
but even that doesn't sound like it should take too long, right?
No, but the point of the matter is
pressing X,
Yeah.
sending that command to the server, and sending the response back.
But even like a quarter of a second is enough to piss you off,
Yeah.
and like that's not out of the question.
Well, how good's your ping at your house?
I get about on Battlefield 1 on PS4. I get about
One?
50,
One?
Battlefield 1.
Oh, I thought you meant like one millisecond of ping.
No,
I
Jesus.
was like, holy Christ!
on Battlefield 1, I get. I think it might be like 53, maybe.
Okay, that's pretty big actually.
mine-
And that's on operations too.
Mine levels out. Mine's usually around like the 32 mark.
So that's a little better.
Yeah. I have good ping.
That's probably not too noticeable, right?
No, you probably wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah.
I think to my note, I'm in the 30s. I think I'm about the same actually,
Yeah.
because I think you and I probably have the same ISP at the end of the day.
Probably.
So if you can get that consistent, right? Is that what you're talking about? Because oftentimes your ping can
It's not.
fluctuate.
Yeah, the problem is not consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, oh, like right now, I heard your family come home and she's like, well, now everything's going to connect to the network and everything's going to start uploading and downloading.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you imagine we were down here trying to play something and
Yeah.
it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, it sucks.
I think that literally internet needs to go further. Like I know these companies are trying to get ahead of the curve, but internet
Please clarify. Please clarify.
like internet needs to get better, like literally at the service level, because we have technologies like we have 1 gig symmetrical that would absolutely work, but we need literally the services to catch up. Like we need unlimited data packages and better pricing and more availability in rural areas and stuff like that.
So what you're saying is we need more government regulation.
Not necessarily.
Well, that's what the CRTC did, though.
Not necessarily. You think about it, a company like T-Mobile in America showed up. They said, all right, we're going to be the uncarrier, and now everybody offers unlimited packages.
Right. There's no competition in Canada. That's one of the big problems.
Yes. Yeah.
But fiber is should fix a lot of stability issues, should it not?
Yeah, we have my neighborhood, and like I live in a small town. We have 1 gig symmetrical now,
Right.
and that's fiber right to the home.
Because it's my understanding back on the old the copper lines is if like it's the weekend, everyone's home using the internet in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's going to slow down the overall network.
Well, think about
But
this.
fiber, it's directly to your home, basically from
Yeah,
their servers, right?
but it's like
not necessarily.
no. But what it is though is it's like okay. You imagine DSL back in the day, right? Well, I mean, people still use that. Imagine DSL. You have a phone line, and then it's essentially dialing, right?
Yeah.
You're getting like one IP, and that's essentially a dedicated line to your house of internet, and then your router's doing all the shit. On cable internet, there's a whole bunch of IPs that just sit there on like a node, and then your router goes, I need an IP, and then it gives it a public IP. But everybody's doing that.
Right.
So it's like this one like data center or whatever they want to call it will just get fucked. Because it's one huge bandwidth
Right.
that they're literally divvying up, being like this person
So
gets
if you
this much,
try to
this
shove
much,
too many
this
people
much.
through there, it gets clogged up, right?
Because they won't. Because if everyone was operating at full bandwidth, the capacity is always lower. Because it's assumed not everybody's on.
Right.
So
But fiber should be able to handle that load.
absolutely, it's like super fast. 1 gig symmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
In comparison, I upgraded from 5 to 65. 65 is like much much faster than I would need, and this is 1,000.
Right.
So it's like, come on.
All right. Next story. Star Wars Battlefront 2's open beta is details have been announced. It runs from October 6th to October 9th. If you pre-order, you can get in a whole 2 days earlier.
So you're going to get in 2 days earlier, Ryan?
Well, the only reason I wanted to pre-order was for a PlayStation theme. That's literally it. I didn't care about getting 2 days extra into the beta.
Did you do it?
No, not yet. Because it's still a long way away. I mean, the beta's not till October, right?
And then I might pre-order then. No, Adrian, no. You know what I did pre-order though.
Overwatch.
I'm talking about yesterday.
Oh,
Gran Turismo Sport.
okay.
I got the limited edition. So it comes with a steel case, and
Oh wow.
what I don't like, it comes with like 1 million in-game credit and like I think like 11 cars.
So you technically paid for microtransactions, kind of,
Yeah,
in getting that currency.
yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah.
because I want to build up my career, not just jump right into it.
Then just don't use that. Just set that as like a 0.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be pre-ordering and joining the beta, you'll be able to take part in the Galactic Assault on Naboo, which is what we saw at E3. Big, massive 40-player battle in the streets of Theed.
Yeah. That's probably going to be a good example.
Yeah. It looked pretty cool, too. We kind of escort that big tank thing. And then it like changes actually how you play because you have to go from a big open space with like starfighters and stuff overhead into a more confined area.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you got to kind of change how you're playing, maybe change your class. I don't know.
Basically, an operation, really.
A big opera, yeah, essentially. You'll be able to choose from these classes: Assault, Heavy, Officer, or Specialist. And you'll be also be able to control iconic Star Wars heroes and pilot prequel-era vehicles. So there you go. I'm pretty excited for it. I'm surprised they showed off Theed, though.
Yeah.
As their...
As the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Sorry, but going back to the campaign of this game, is they said is the multiplayer going to take place across all 3 eras, or is the main story going to take place?
Multiplayer will take place across 3 eras. The main campaign is between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Okay. What canonical stuff, ever since they did the legend / new canon, what do we have that is between Return of the Jedi? Sorry, where is this taking place?
Between Jedi and Force Awakens.
Okay. What else do we have canonically that takes place between the two of them?
There's a few stuff.
There's the graphic novel Shadow Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What else?
There's those 3 novels that you sent me a link to once. Those 3 mini models. Actually, there's a whole series that they made called Journey to the Force Awakens. All those take place before the Force Awakens.
This is a novel?
This is a whole series of novels. It has a title on top, so you can easily identify.
What demographic are these novels? Like, what are they?
The 3 you sent me are like young adult books. Okay.
I don't even remember me sending you this stuff.
There's a few other like normal like novels.
Okay.
That that are like take place before.
Okay.
And there's one called Bloodline, which is I think a
That
story
one-
about Leia.
Okay. I think so. I think I work with is reading that.
I can't remember if that's before The Force Awakens or after The Force Awakens. I think it's before though.
Okay.
And then there's the Poe Dameron series, which takes place before Force Awakens.
Right. Yeah, I read book 1.
But now that's not anything that's kind of close to Jedi though. Do you know what I mean? That's all close to Force Awakens.
Yeah, it's still getting up to it.
So
I didn't realize how fucking old C-3PO and R2-D2 are.
yeah.
Holy shit, they go far back.
Only characters to make it in every single movie.
Jesus Christ.
That's why they shoehorned them into Rogue One.
Just to ensure that they're there.
Yeah, yeah.
Which almost caused a continuity issue.
I'm still confused on that whole situation, but I guess it makes sense.
How they like are there and then they do an emergency like rendezvous with the.
Leia must have went after.
I guess so because then I guess they were just ordering on the ship.
and then docked with his ship.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that's what happened.
We have to. I mean,
Fucking messing up shit.
It was funny. They
Canon my ass.
They redid the canon because they wanted to make sure everything was
Everything
consistent.
and then they fumbled their way through this one.
All right, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for Battlefront. Next story, PS5 is a couple analysts have said this, not just Michael Pachter, but a couple of analysts have said that the PS5 is going to be launching in 2019, around 2019. I think the other analyst said late 2018. Michael Pachter said 2019, and he's predicting it will be another half step. So, like the PS4 Pro was a half step up from the PS4, this will be a half step up from the PS4 Pro. Now, this will probably be a native 4K console.
Probably in line with the Xbox X.
What I find odd about this, though, is if it's a native 4K console, okay, they're only going to be catching up to the Xbox One X in 2019. So the next Xbox is going to be ahead, right?
If
Xbox does it in 2019, they might just wait until 2022, and then PlayStation might also wait.
So we're going to be out of step then with the console generation.
They'll line it back up. Trust me, they were out of step. They were out of line with the PlayStation and the Xbox and the PS3 and the 360, but they got in line.
What a long generation that was, eh?
Yeah,
8 years, man.
If they get out of step, they'll get back into step. Don't worry. Which is good because then, if they start doing these 5-year half steps, that could give Nintendo an opportunity to get in line again.
I don't think Nintendo wants to.
Yeah, that's
they're not
selling, man.
They're not focusing on making a 4K super powerful console.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. So I don't even think they consider PlayStation and Xbox competitors anymore. I think they know their fan base. They know what their fans want. They know they're a secondary console, and that's just where they're going to live for now, I think.
Yeah, because they're still selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen one, like in stores.
Yeah, you're right. I might pick one up too.
I'll pick one. I'm going to buy one next year with Metroid.
It'd be a waste of money for me, man.
When Metroid Prime comes out. If it comes out next year.
I don't think it will.
Whenever that game comes out, that's what's going to make me buy it.
What else do you think they could do with a console in 2019, other than making it completely 4K? What else is new to add?
VR it, like make it more VR friendly.
Well, with the extra power, I guess they could, right?
Yeah, like,
especially with the cost coming down on 4K and VR
Here's
compatible.
a crazy thought:
graphics chips.
Discless.
they could do discless.
Probably.
They probably will.
What size of hard drive would it ship with?
500 gigs.
No.
I wouldn't put it past them.
I would say at least a 1 terabyte.
No, it won't be. It would be
probably
at least,
a terabyte.
It would be a terabyte.
Solid state.
I don't think
solid state.
I don't think so.
No. In 2019?
No,
prices are going up on SSDs.
Yeah.
In 2019,
prices are going up on SSDs.
It's 2017.
1 terabyte hard drive. 1 terabyte SSD is $500 Canadian.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is it's 2017. Prices are maybe going up now.
Okay,
but you can't.
They've been going up for like a year.
You can't predict what they're going to be in 2019.
I can see them doing
it's
like
2017.
Yes.
So they're going to go down to $300.
Potentially.
You want your console to be $400. You want the hard drive inside to be $300.
No, but who knows? Maybe they'll have like a huge breakthrough and they'll just be making them cheap.
I'm calling it now. Calling now. It's going to be a 4 terabyte mechanical drive.
Oh my god.
That's fine. If they
Mark this date.
No, we're not marking 14th. This date. Although we didn't do that once before, and then you guessed something perfectly.
What was it?
I don't remember. But
I remember this too. Yeah.
What was it? What did I guess?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I did guess the Switch though perfectly. That's on the record. Go back to wherever that is.
Okay. What about multiple SKUs? You have a 4 terabyte mechanical drive one, or 1 terabyte solid state one that's more expensive.
I can absolutely see it.
I hate the SKUs.
Yeah, no.
I hate the SKUs.
Yeah, no, I hate him too, but I could absolutely see
just
him doing that.
but like from a marketing perspective, like do
Speaking
they?
of SKUs, have you seen that Destiny White one that Ryan sent out?
No, but that's
I
fine.
might
that's,
buy that.
That's an appearance one. I'm fine with that. If you're a big fan of something, if there was a Fallout one, fine. I'm fine with that. But I hate the SKUs where it's like, well, this one has a slightly better hard drive. You sure you don't want to just spend the extra $100? It's like, no, like this is ridiculous.
Well, they want to make it accessible to everyone.
I don't care. I don't care.
You don't care that
throw the low SKU out and then do a middleman price. Like instead of having one 400, one 500, get rid of it, make one 450.
If someone really wants to game and they can only afford a
450 because it's right in between the two. You have less money in development of another console, and then you can spend more time trying to source
money
parts for
could
cheaper.
you possibly save on just that hard drive space?
What are you talking about hard drives for? What do you mean?
Are you talking about cost or hard drive?
I'm talking about if there's a PS5 and a PS5 Plus or whatever, get rid of both of them, call it PS5, and literally have it so that it's right down the middle in price. It's the PS5 Plus, like what the PS5 Plus would be in terms of hardware.
But
it's just $50 cheaper.
But Matt, do you understand why they do alternate SKUs with price differences?
Because they're trying to give it accessible to the people.
Yes, it's quite simply as you want this, and you don't want to pay this price. So how about this slightly lower price? And if people are willing to say that is a compromise, even though it's only $50, if that is a compromise, and then they're saying, well, I'm going to be saving money if I do this one, and if that pushes them to get into that system, that's okay. That will help somebody. That will help convince somebody to buy a system than just having one SKU. That is a compromise of both.
No, but what PS3 did to beat Xbox 360 back in the day, at the end of the generation, I guess, was they did the instant game collection. Sony is in a position to offer software offerings that are better. If you say we only have one console, so there's no bullshit, and you get 10 games, people will go for that. And I don't even care whether those games are 5, 6, 7 years old. Doesn't matter. People will go for that because they're going to buy a console that possibly they never had before, and they're going to have 7 games right out of the gate, and they're going to put all over that box that it's a $500 value or something. That's better. And then the SKUs aren't so fucked up, and then they save money on the development, right?
Or they could just do that anyways and just have 2 SKUs.
Oh, fucking SKUs! It's a pet peeve.
Here's my prediction. I agree with a diskless based system. I'm going to say 1 and 2 terabyte, but solid state.
I can see it. I'm going to go 4 terabyte mechanical.
I am against the SSD.
Just because you think the price is going to be too high.
Disagree with
fucking awesome.
I disagree with that. It'll be in there. I mean,
because the price will be too high.
Yes, absolutely.
In a couple years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It'll still be at least $200 at the very least. $200 of your console.
Yeah, but they're buying in bulk.
So then it'd be $120.
and they wouldn't pass those savings on to the consumer.
No. Michael Pachter says that he believes 2019, and he thinks that they're going to, at this time in 2019, he believes that 4K TVs will have a market of 50% in the U.S.
That makes sense.
And 35% in the rest of the world.
That's fair.
So it will be prime for 4K gaming.
Because if you go to buy a new TV right now, you're going to go buy a 4K TV.
They're pretty cheap now too. It's incredible.
The only thing really you might buy 1080 is like a monitor.
Yeah, because you don't need that many pixels on a small small screen, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of do now, but it's not necessary.
I mean, I would buy a 1080p monitor.
Yeah, I'd still go buy a 1080. I bought it.
I don't think I could go back.
I bought a 1080p monitor in the last year. Like I was just like, well, this is all I need. Like this is the max resolution I would set anything to in my system.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
How much are 4K like gaming monitors?
Those are expensive.
I think at last check, and I haven't looked in a long time, was like 600 plus.
Yeah.
Are they that expensive just because they had to pack all those pixels into the little area?
Well, I remember in 2013, some guy was going to buy it, and he said he got it for a quote good deal for $4,600, and he bought 3 of them. He bought 3 of them, so he spent over $12,000.
Yeah.
You're just dying over there.
I want to know who are these people, excuse me, who buy, like when 4K first came out, who are these people who bought those like freaking $10,000 TVs?
If I was rich, I would do it. I'd buy everything like that.
But even those first ones aren't going to look as good as the newer ones that come out later at cheaper prices.
Yeah, then you throw that one in the
because
garbage.
they refine them.
One.
Oh my god, that's nuts. Okay, I'm done with that one. Microsoft's VR's ambitions are more focused on PC rather than the Xbox. So Microsoft General Manager Dave McCarthy was speaking to GameSpot, and he said, our focus right now is admittedly on the PC space. So we look at Windows 10. We see an open ecosystem for developers. We see a huge installed base of 500 million monthly active devices on Windows 10. And we say that feels like the right area to focus right now for VR and AR. Do you guys think that's a good move by them?
I think it's a good move, but I also think that kind of like, and I'm speculating here, kind of extrapolating from that statement. It almost sounds like they're trying to push their app agenda.
Right.
So like Windows 10, for people who don't use it, have like apps in like a Windows store. Same with Windows 8 and that.
Fucking suck.
And like people don't really use them that often, and
Why
like
is
there's not
that?
that many. Because Windows has always been EXEs, always.
Yeah.
But let's just say you wanted, I don't know, you want to download Skype. Does it ship on the computers now?
So Skype is automatically on Windows 10.
Okay,
Yes.
let's
You
say-
can't, you
well,
can't
okay,
get a Windows machine without
give
Skype.
me a Windows app that would be on the App Store.
OneNote.
Sure, OneNote.
I think OneNote comes also pre-installed on the computer and Windows as well.
Oh, it might.
Yeah.
It might.
Netflix.
Netflix.
There is a
you go.
Netflix app in the Windows.
Yeah, that's a
store.
good one.
Okay,
I use it.
A normal average consumer wants to download Netflix.
Okay.
They bought their brand new Windows 10 PC.
Yeah. They go to Netflix.com on their favorite browser and watch it there.
They would have no idea to even go to the App Store.
No one does it. No one does it. Like, not literally nobody. Like, I'm sure there's
I
lots
do,
of downloads.
but only because I am aware of that. But most people wouldn't.
Now, what are the benefits of buying it in the Microsoft App Store?
You have a custom. You have like the interface. The interface is like fitted for Windows.
Does it track your purchases? So can I go view
Yes.
what apps I've downloaded and quickly re-download them?
Yeah,
and
they
not
have
to
they
go-
have they have the same like
See, that's nice.
same pipeline like they do the App Store on there.
Yeah.
They have an update page as well.
See,
Although
that's kinda
fail-
nice.
They fail a lot of the fucking
Well,
time.
yeah, that's Microsoft, but
Well, this is something. This is a theory that I came up with, or like a future system that would allow people to adapt this. Is apparently, and I haven't looked this up myself, but apparently Microsoft has made it easier for people that have EXE apps to package them or whatever they do into like a Windows 10 app. What I said is, if you introduce one step into anything,
Matt,
devs aren't going to do
talk
it.
to your mic, man. You're talking.
I'm gonna, you and I are gonna have a fight. Anyway, so if it, okay, I don't know what I'm talking about now.
Let me ask you
one
this.
step package exe.
Yes,
into-
okay. If you add one step to anything, developers are not going to do it because they can just post it on their own site or post it on GitHub or whatever, and people are going to download it and use their program, whatever the hell it is. But if you make it so that Windows Store has two types of apps that consumers can understand, and they're in two different colors, you have Windows packaged apps that will automatically update and do all your stuff, and then you have EXEs. I guarantee you that people will start updating EXEs, and then they can push their agenda to the people who have EXEs and make like auto like converters and stuff like that. And eventually, people will stop making EXEs and will make those.
let me ask you this: does Microsoft take a portion of the sale?
That I don't know. Absolutely do not know that.
Let me ask you this: like everything has an extension on Windows, so in the apps.
What do you mean by an extension, for example?
.exe dot
Oh,
dot
okay,
whatever. The apps that are coming out of the Windows Store, there has to be an extension at the end.
Yeah, there is probably.
What is it? What do you
I actually don't know, but there would be. If you went in there and you like, found them, like it'd be buried somewhere, you'd find it. You'd find like the data files or whatever.
So I'm wondering, what if you literally just like, because like I've done this on like pictures to try it before. What if I literally just backspace the extension and put like instead of JPEG, I put PNG. Like I'm wondering if you took an exe, you
ruin
literally just
everything.
backspace and put in the App Store extension. I wonder what it would do.
Like it might run, but the main issue is like it's the delivery, right? It's the fact that you're uploading to a Microsoft Store. They want a manifest file in there with the version and your description and your name, with where your graphics are that you want shown in your slideshow on your store page. They want you to use all the APIs that you should use. They have regulations on sizes and whatever else. Like there's a whole developer thing. That's why if you upload to your own site or wherever you deliver your app, if you can just do it on your own, you don't have to listen to any of that crap.
What I don't like about the Windows Store is that there's a lot of fake stuff on there.
There is a lot of fake stuff in there
There's
still, eh?
you type in Chrome, and there's a bunch of these like fake Chrome icons come
yeah.
up. And it's just like I don't like this. Doesn't make me feel safe browsing this thing. Like, I wouldn't want to.
That's why I prefer the Apple
Yeah.
method, where they'll just kick you off if you.
I think they're starting to do that,
being
though.
fools.
I think they're starting to do that.
Now, what's odd though is Apple launched their App Store a while ago. Now, it still doesn't have a lot of mainstream apps in there for whatever reason. Maybe because Apple takes a 30% cut, and they're very meticulous about what apps make it to their store. But the App Store it's pretty full of apps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How come it's failing on Microsoft but not necessarily failing? It's not like a Blockbuster on the Mac, but it's surviving.
I think it's because of the iPhone.
Mac users are just used to that kind of method of downloading stuff.
Yeah, like I think that at least in my experience, I determine like I take the phone and it's completely a separate experience for me. I use the Google Play Store and that's it on my Android phone, and then on my computer I'm in Windows now. I'm not in Android. I'm in Windows. I'm not looking for a store. I'm looking for the website where I download this.
Right. I would actually prefer every app went to the Apple App Store. I want it to be like a phone.
Again, like I'm not against it.
It's just too late.
Well, I don't know if it's too late. I think you can. I think you have to do
unless
the transition
they
plan.
like strong arm them.
I don't think you should strong arm them.
No, but
give them incentive.
that seems like the only way. Well, what could the incentive be though?
Incentive is here. We're not like I don't know if Microsoft takes a cut, like I said, but here we're going to allow EXEs. They'll just be a little bit different on Windows Store. So then people start downloading them. Then people the users start liking the fact that there's auto updates and stuff like that that don't need to use the app's auto updater even if there is one. Mm-hmm. Then people start getting used to that. Then whatever, like Microsoft has to offer a lot of great features in the store and into apps, and then they need to offer developers, say, hey, let's do a transition now, and then going forward, you do the Microsoft like App Store stuff.
I wonder if their App Store doesn't have enough traffic for the devs to even care about putting their app on there.
There's probably that concern too.
So
I think one of the other issue is with Windows 10. And you've probably seen this, is they have like Caesar's Casino on there. They have all this crap that you either can't delete, or if you delete it, it reinstalls itself. So like, I think that the App Store, because the live tiles are on. I don't know. Do you have the live tile?
I turn the live tiles off.
But like, if the live tile is on, it looks like bloat.
Yeah.
So people are looking at that, go, I don't want this crap, and they like uncheck it or whatever. Like they get it off their unpin it, I guess, off their start menu.
Yeah. All right, well, let's hop into our last story. Then we get the hell out of here.
Jesus.
What?
Well, you're going to die after
Yeah.
this, you mean? Just collapse.
So remember Super Mario Run? Adrian, you bought that, right?
I bought that game outright.
Apparently you're in the minority. So they've sold, or sorry, they have had downloaded 150 million copies of Super Mario Run across iOS and Android. However, there is a paid option to unlock the rest of the levels, right? Which is $10, was it?
$10 American. I think it's
$10
translated to like 14 Canadian.
10% have only purchased the game. Now, I had Suri do the math for me, but you pointed out it was pretty easy. 15 million out of 150 million have purchased it. Now, the 115 million is quite a bit of purchases.
Yeah.
It's $150 million American.
If they sold 15 million copies of a regular Mario game, they would fucking be laughing into the bank.
And they've even said Nintendo president Tatsumi Kimishima, probably destroyed that name, sorry.
Probably not, because those names are usually phonetically sounded out.
He confirmed that the game has been purchased by fewer than 10% of people who downloaded it. This may be due to the price, he says, or the payment method. So in the future, we will consider not only a single set price, but other methods that incorporate a wider variety of elements to allow as many consumers as possible to play. Here's the fascinating thing. Nintendo also has Fire Emblem Heroes on the App Store. It has been downloaded less than Super Mario Run, but they're making more money off of it.
Yeah,
and it has microtransactions.
Because the problem with Fire Emblem's Heroes...
The problem with it.
Yeah.
It's making more money.
It's making more money
Doesn't sound like
because
a problem
apparently it's fucking impossible to do like the free way to do it. They have done the traditional, you've played your limit for today. Like, you cannot go any further. Come back at this time. And apparently, like, it's a really, really big, like, it's a tall
it's a
wall.
strict limit?
Yeah.
So you're not saying its financial success isn't entirely tied to just having microtransactions over one set price?
Yeah.
So this isn't good data for them to actually use in their next game, which is Animal Crossing.
Oh, right, Animal Crossing.
I would say it's good data.
I am excited for an Animal. I am excited for an Animal Crossing.
But do we know if that's going to be? Well, they said they don't want to do freemium games, right?
Well, no, they're
I thought they said that Fire Emblem Heroes was like a side.
yes, but if their data is saying they get more money off of fewer downloads,
But I mean, their data. Also
they're a
told
business. They're going to want to make more money.
But their data also told them to make a 4K console.
Not necessarily, because look, clearly we're seeing that the Switch is selling out at not being a 4K console.
Absolutely, but like I mean,
think-
they could have put more power in that thing.
I think their
Yes.
I think their data showed them that they had more fans on the mobile, like on the
Than the
handheld
console.
console, than they did the home console.
Which is sound data. That's fair.
Yeah, and I think that's the data that led them to the Switch.
Also, $10 is now, unfortunately, a lot of money when it comes to apps.
yeah,
Which is strange, actually.
It is strange because when the App Store first came out, I was spending $10 here, left and right, because it wasn't unusual. That was a little bit of money, back then.
Yeah.
To spend on a game or something. So I would buy $10 games. But now that we have all these freemium games come out, $10 seems like a huge purchase, and I think that might be what is killing Super Mario Run. Not killing it. They made a bunch of money.
That's a success story. Actually,
just not as big as a success as they wanted
well, I mean, it might be
financially.
but it might be the Android guys dragging them down, because I actually saw recently, like just in a newly updated or whatever feed in my Play Store, and I went in there and it had like a 3 or like around a 3-star rating out of 5, and I went in there and every complaint. Now I only read a few reviews, but every complaint I saw was this costs money. Why would we play this? That's classic Android though. I'm not going to pay for this. Why would I pay for this?
Yeah, that's strange.
So that's it.
Have you even played those levels you purchased?
yeah.
for $10?
I ran through them all once. I beat Bowser, but I never went back and did any of the collectibles.
Okay.
As soon as I did that,
I mean, as you beat it.
I was trying to think of a way to do a traditional Mario control game on mobile.
That'd be pretty easy.
Yeah.
But the problem is, though, it's
D-pad and A and B?
no. The problem is though is the
Isn't that traditional controls?
those are traditional controls, but the problem with having those layouts is getting people to accurately hit those.
The Sega official like emulated games. You know what I'm talking about? Well, like I'm playing Comic Zone on my phone. I have no problem playing it, and that game's hard as fuck.
But what I'm thinking though is Mario's pretty basic, in which it's just run forward, walk forward, or run forward,
Jump,
run back,
and duck.
walk back. Duck, but you could probably omit that from
But a D-pad is good.
yes, but I think Mario would benefit from not having a D-pad. I think your best way of doing it on a Mario mobile game is your left thumb.
Get your phones out, people.
Your
Left
thumb is automatic. As soon as you touch it, you're just moving forward. You don't have to move it at all.
I don't mind that.
As soon as it recognizes the interface, you're immediately walking forward at the basic set speed.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, any touch on the right thumb, so as soon as you have a second contact, is your automatic run.
What's jump?
The other tab. Well, actually, to be honest, to enhance your thing, you're saying is you could really do large sectors. If you want back and forth, you could do top left, bottom left, like because that's a big jump for your thumb. You're not going to actually hit it.
No, but the problem is though, you don't want to obstruct the screen with your thumb.
No, but the screen, like phones are pretty big now, so you would have like just the edges.
Our phones are pretty big.
Most phones are pretty big
nowadays. Yeah.
Some people are still rocking the candy bar size phones.
That's unfortunate.
Don't play the Mario game.
Yeah. Like that's just an unfortunate thing. Like it's not the future, unfortunately.
Some people still use flip phones.
Yeah, like that's their
Oh
problem.
man,
Should we not make a Mario game for them?
Oh man, so sometimes a non-smart cell phone sounds really fucking appealing. Basic text and
Didn't Nokia come out with one?
yeah, they re-released the 50.
That crap thing, the
5960.
big honking.
That is not a crap phone. I had
doesn't do
one of those.
anything.
That phone was fucking fantastic. You had Snake on it. That's all you needed. A small part of me wants a non-smart cell phone.
For one day, and then you'll be like, "Holy Christ!"
Basic text and phone. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
That
want
would be
No.
fucking
I
awesome.
booted up my Razer like a while back, and it's just no.
The reason I was thinking about the Mario control scheme was because we know you guys probably never played it, but when they did BioShock on iOS, did you see how they did the keyboard, the controller layout?
No.
So you don't. There are UI buttons on the screen, but there is no directional pad. There's no D-pad. And there's no analog stick. Your left thumbstick is, as soon as there's one button, and it's literally just a walking animation. So as soon as you press and you hold it, you're immediately walking forward, and you turn based on the movement on your right. So you're just like on a controller. If you're pushing forward to walk, you're changing your direction based on the right.
Right.
And that's how they mimicked it. Instead of having an actual, so you could never. I don't think you could strafe left or right, or strafe back.
That's strange not to have.
But
It's not like I'm always pushing forward.
But you're missing. There's like 17 fucking buttons on this thing.
You're also
normally.
playing on a phone. You're
Yeah.
gonna recognize that there are some setbacks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Fair enough.
So
All right, that's all we got for this week of Day One Patch Podcast, episode 178. We got the YouTubes going. You can check out some Let's Plays on there.
Watch Adriano fail at the Evil Within. And we got L.A. Noire coming soon.
Yeah.
And Dead Space coming soon.
Matt, you lost.
Oh, you put that mic away. Talking to your mic, bud.
Matt, you died more than a few times in L.A. Noire.
Oh,
and
hell
that's,
yeah.
And that's L.A. Noire. That's
Hell
a
yeah.
narrative-driven game.
Terrible accidents. too.
During the fighting scenes, the hand-to-hand fighting scenes.
Yeah.
That's where
I forgot the controls. It was weeks.
Yeah, it was weeks, yeah. Look at that, starting up with the internet. Good stuff. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. We'll be here next week, I think. Yeah, next week should be good.
Peace.
See ya.